Hi everyone, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to share how to create this Halloween card. So to create my card today, I'm going to be using a few cut files, SVG cut files. One is the ghost stencil that you see in the background. The other is the card front that says Boo. These are both available on my blog today for free. I will leave that link down in the description box below. So when you download the files, they come in PNG format. This makes them really easy to use in whatever program you want. I'm going to start off with the stencil today, and I am making mine 6 by 6 in size. The great thing about this is it is a square, so you can make it whatever size you want. 6 by 6 is how I designed it. However, if you want to make it a little larger, you can go up to 12 by 12. You can do 10 by 10. You can do whatever size you want. To make your ghost whatever size you want. It's a lot of fun to play around with. But then I just send it to my cutting machine, and then I like to peel my cutting mat away from the cardstock. Not my cardstock away from the cutting mat. It cuts down on warping, and you can also keep all those little ghosts, or the majority of them, attached to the cutting mat this way. You can see I only have a few more that I need to pull out this way, and I just gently pull them out with my fingers. And then the ones left on the mat, I use a little spatula, and these make really fun shaker cards or little elements on your card as well. Now I'm also going to go ahead and cut out my Boo card front. This is designed for an A2 size card, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That is what I'm going to size it to. You can make it a little smaller if you wanted to make a bit of a mat around the card base. I like to keep mine the full size of a card front, so 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. And again, I just send it to my Cricut to cut and pull my mat away from my cardstock. Now all of this is attached to each other except for the little top of the exclamation point. So don't forget about it whenever you're grabbing all your pieces off of your mat. It might get left behind, but just make sure to grab it and bring it along. Now, like I said, I made my card front A2 in size, so I'm going to make my card base A2 in size. I like the A2 size because you can get 2 cards out of one piece of 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, and it uses up every bit of the cardstock that way. If you are curious about card sizes and how to make your own card bases, I do have a freebie that you can download from my blog that shares all about how to do that. I will leave that link in the description box below. So once I've made my card base, I'm just going to go ahead and tape off the back of my card right along my score line. That's just going to keep it free and clear of any ink as I'm doing my ink blending. Then I like to pop a piece of computer paper behind the card base that I will be inking on and attach my little stencil. Now these are something new from Amazon that I've picked up. These are a lot of fun. They are ink blending brushes, but they come in a variety of colors in one pack. They're really cheap, but this way I have one for my grays and blacks, I have one for my pinks, one for my reds, one for my blues. These are really fun. I will leave them linked down in the description box below. It saves so much time with cleaning them. So I just grabbed the black one, and I'm going to start off with the Pumice Stone Distress ink. This is a gorgeous light gray color. It's going to look like you're putting nothing onto the cardstock, but I promise it's there. And something that I have found really helpful is to create almost a hinge fold as you're putting your stencil down. So just 2 pieces of tape on the top. And then you can lift up your stencil as you're doing your ink blending to check and see if you like the way it's looking. And you can just check to make sure you have enough ink. And with this, I am able to pick that up because right now I just want the pumice stone on the bottom of the ghost as much as possible. And then I came along and I colored the entire thing in with some antique linen. And then finally, I finished off with some black soot, which is my darkest black color, right at the very, very bottom of those ghosts. Some I did a little bit more, some I did a little bit less, but it created this ombre look to the ghosts. Each one is a little bit different, and it just creates a really dimensional and fun background. Then when I am done, I can peel off that painter's tape on the back. I have a nice clean back of my card except for one little spot, but I will show you how to remove that just a little bit later on in the video. There's a closer look at the background. You can see it's a lot of fun. No two ghosts are the same. Each one's a little bit different, and I like the grungy look that this gives. This is a great way to use whatever inks you might have on hand. So you might not have the exact colors of distress ink I used, or you might have distress oxides. You don't have the regular inks. That's okay. Use what you have on hand, do a little ink blending, and it will create a gorgeous background. Now to finish this card off, I am going to pop up the card front onto my card base. I'm adding foam tape. You don't want to forget to add some foam tapes to the letters. That way, if you do mail it, they don't get smashed down as they pass through the sorter. It just gives a little bit more sturdiness to the card. Now to line this up, I like to put it into my stamp positioner. You can use any right angle you might have on hand. I just happen to have the Misty on hand, so that's what I use. I put in my card base, I use the magnet to hold it in place, and then I line up my corners and then press down the rest of the card front. It's really as simple as that. And also, don't forget the top of your exclamation point. I also added a bit of foam tape to that as well and just popped it up, lining it up with the bottom of the point and also the top of the letters. And that is the finished card. Now, like I said, I did get a little smudge of ink on the back. I have a sanding eraser. These things are really cheap, but they are great for those little smudges. I will leave a link to that down in the description box below as well. It just takes away the smudge without leaving any sort of indication that it was there. That is going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed a look at how I created this card. If you want to download the SVG files that I used today, they are free over on my blog, as well as a lot of other freebies are over there too. I will leave that link down in the description box below. If you would like to support this channel and keep the freebies flowing, be sure to use my links down below if you want to do any shopping. That is going to do it for me today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy crafting.